Hello, this is Sarah Brosh. Welcome back to my channel. So I apologize if you can hear the rock concert taking place about a block away from me. I live in downtown Las Vegas, so these things happen. But I want to make one more video. I'm gonna make this one pretty quick, I think. I want to make one more video tonight before I hit the hay. So this video is not about Gabby Petito and her fiance Brian Laundrie. I'm sure pretty much everyone who is watching this is already well aware of what happened. So Gabby Petito, a white woman, a young woman, about 22, I think, blonde hair, blue eyes, very slight build, a tiny petite woman. So she was recently found, her remains were found dead. She was found dead in the Grand Tetons. And the investigation is ongoing. Her fiance Brian Laundrie is missing. There's a nationwide search for him, to question him about what happened. There's, you've seen the news stories. There's a ton of reports about, that police were involved in an altercation between the two of them. So she's one of these van life dwellers, and they were traveling together in her white van, and they were in the Grand Tetons, and that's where her remains were found. So that's as much as we know, basically definitively at this point. But what I want to talk about, just in case anyone hadn't heard and didn't know what was happening, but what I really want to talk about in this video is I want to talk about how, in particular, Joy Reid of the Readout and MSNBC, and Don Lemon of CNN, both of whom are part of the fake news press. They're both lying bigots and frauds. They both never met a living while black race hoax or hate crime hoax. They didn't push for money, including the napping while black hate crime hoax at Yale. They both, repeatedly tried to drive me to suicide, almost got me killed, told disgusting lies about me, have never apologized, have never walked any of it back. They exploited the killings of George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and, Adam Toledo to destroy the living while black movement by turning it into a race hoax for moral outrage industry money and to demonize white women. So both of them are, up in arms because there's so much attention being paid to Gabby Petito's disappearance, and now is being paid to the homicide investigation now that her remains have been found. And so they're both up in arms about this, and they're both really upset about this because they're calling it missing white woman syndrome. And they're saying that, the public gets all excited and all up in arms and all upset and is very interested and very concerned and very outraged when a white woman is missing, especially when it's an attractive, young white woman, slight, tiny, petite, blonde hair, blue eyes, photogenic. She was, something of a minor, Twitter, social media celebrity, a minor, a Twitter personality, because she was one of these van life dwellers who had a, YouTube channel and a Twitter account and an Instagram, and documented her life as a van life dweller. But, so everyone's all, upset and concerned and outraged, and it's splashed all over the media. And I don't dispute this, and I don't dispute that this is, that there isn't the same level of attention being paid to missing women of color, including Indigenous women and Black women and African American women and Native American women and Asian American women, etc., and Latinas. And so I don't dispute that. However, what I want to make clear is that the Joy Reids and the Don Lemons and the CNNs and the MSNBCs, they have demonized white women syndrome, okay? And if they're upset that people are obsessed with white women, they need to take the rafters out of their own eyes first. They have only themselves to blame because they're the ones, Joy Reid and Don Lemon and CNN and MSNBC, they're obsessed with white women. They're obsessed with white women. They're obsessed with demonizing and dehumanizing white women. Okay? And they're obsessed. They've even gone so far, like Karen Attia of the Washington Post, and there were a couple of others who said the same thing, that at the height of the Karen's Gone Wild viral videos, moral outrage industry, at the height of that industry, and of course I was one of its victims, at the height of that industry, people were just brazenly, just stating on Twitter that we should maybe probably start killing white women, and that white women are lucky that, black women don't just kill them because black women are so angry at white women. And, there was this huge moral panic that was fueling, fed by the moral outrage industry because everybody was making so much money off of demonizing white women, and they didn't care if they destroyed the living while black movement. They were, there was a huge moral panic. Everyone was screaming and yelling about the evil white women Karens who are coming to lynch the black children, including obviously at Yale. Like there are all these evil white women, Nazi, white supremacist Karens at Yale trying to lynch the black children via the Yale campus police. And so they're the ones who are obsessed with white women, calling for white women to be killed, even demonizing and dehumanizing white women. So why are you shocked? Why are you shocked, Joy Reid? Why are you shocked that people are obsessed with white women? Why are you shocked by this? You created this. You created this. You did this. Why are you shocked, Don Lemon? Why are you shocked, CNN? Why are you shocked, MSNBC? In fact, I think that this is a ruse and another ploy on the part of CNN, MSNBC, Joy Reid, Don Lemon, to just feed the entire, white women obsession, white womening obsession, moral outrage industry. It's just all part and parcel of the same moral outrage industry. It really, truly is. Part and parcel of the same moral outrage industry. This is what fed the slew of grossly unconstitutional and brazen new form of hate crime legislation, and I've written about this extensively, the so-called Karen Acts. And these were illegal bills of attainder, and they didn't even try to hide it. The New York Karen Act was called the Amy Cooper Act. Politicians called it this. That's an illegal bill of attainder. And what that means is that that's when a legislature actually legislates that someone is guilty of a crime. And these were also illegal bills of attainder directed towards me. I'm not explicitly named in any of the legislation, nor was Amy Cooper, but I'm a part of the legislative history, the official legislative history of these bills in state legislatures across the U.S., because they would refer to the obvious living or napping while black hate crime hoax at Yale. And so, and refer to me in their sort of like background history. So, when they're in committee discussing the potential law, the bill. So these are illegal bills of attainder as well. Another reason why they're grossly unconstitutional. I've spoken at length elsewhere why they're grossly unconstitutional, because they're, egregious thought and speech crimes but also they're grossly violative of the U.S. Constitution in terms of fair trial protections. I've spoken at length, written at length about this elsewhere. But this is all part and parcel of the same moral outrage industry, the same race hoax. This is all part and parcel of the Living While Black race hoax. This is all part and parcel of the demonized white women moral outrage industry. It's just the flip side of the coin. This Joy Reid and Don Lemon, CNN, MSNBC, this moral panic over missing white woman syndrome, being angry and upset about this. It's all part of the same moral outrage industry. And what I want you to know is that Joy Reid of MSNBC and The Readout and Don Lemon of CNN have demonized white women syndrome. And it's the flip side of the same coin. It's the flip side of the same coin. It's part of the same moral outrage industry. And that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say. I don't want this video to get too long, so I think I'm going to wrap up. I love you all so much, and your kind words and your support mean the world to me. You just keep saving my life over and over again. I will have all of my fundraising links below. Please donate so we can stop the fake news press and the moral outrage industry from getting one more innocent person killed, so we can restore due process and equal protection at Yale and Smith College and everywhere. Okay, I love you all so much. Have a great night.